Hi, my name is Joseph Neal. I'm the children's minister at Line Area Church of Christ. I want to take a minute and let you know kind of what my philosophy of ministry is. I think the best way to understand ministry is to look to Jesus because He is God. He developed relationships with people. He had compassion on people. He walked along with people on their journey of faith. I think that if a ministry is to be Christ-like and cruciform, it is to be centered in relationships. Is it any wonder that God created the church, a body of believers built upon relationship to share His love with each other and with a lost world? Secondly, I think Jesus demonstrates that to be a minister means it must be intentional. You don't accidentally fumble into a relationship. You have purposes that you have. You have a relationship, you have an intimacy, and all that is done on purpose. We need to make our lives intentional as we set out goals to achieve and to set out tasks that we can do for the kingdom of God. Jesus tells a story about the man who says, who wants to build a house but doesn't count the cost, doesn't make a plan. And I think if Jesus says there's a plan to be made for something like a house, how much more important is the house of God, the kingdom of heaven? So I think Jesus would point us to intentional, on purpose, that our work here on earth is to have a goal and a vision, and is to accomplish being heaven on earth. Thirdly, I think Jesus points to the fact that ministry is to be transformational. He's talked about compassion and relationships, and he showed the vision of intentionality. But above all, the gospel of Jesus is good news because it's transforming. It renews us. It creates a new creation within us and around us. I love the fact that God is redeeming all things. He's bringing all things back to the harmony that He created them to be. So the gospel sets us free to be who God created us to be. And as agents of heaven, we get to participate in the transformation of lives as they are restored to the kingdom and to the Father. Okay, this is all great. We want to be intentional. We want to be relational. We want to be transformational. How does that look on a church level? I think as we do activities and events and all these family time, I think that it's really important that we focus on 4 different areas, 4 different entry points, if you will, for people to come to know Jesus. The first are those who are just looking. Church is a fantastic place of discovery, and there needs to be an opportunity for people who don't have a church background, for those who are new to faith, to kind of check and see what we're all about. I know that Jesus had followers to kind of see and hear the message that He had. Before they participated, they wanted to know more. And so people who are looking at church would be the first category of how to do ministry, is create entry points for them to just kind of see, to come and see, as Jesus says. The second category, I think, of ministry that is really important in children's ministry, student ministry, and senior ministry is the fact of those who are seekers. We need to have entry points for seekers who kind of know what the church is about and are seeking a deeper relationship and a deeper sense of community. We need to have opportunities so that those seekers can find God. Jesus says, seek first the kingdom of God and His righteousness. And he likens the kingdom as a man going out and he found a pearl of great price. He was on a search. He was on a journey. And so what we get to do is we get to engage people who are seeking deeper relationship with God. Thirdly, once we have sought after God, God says, seek and you'll find. The third category is disciple. I think one of the greatest commitments that we get to make is to the commitment of God and the covenant that we have with God in our relationship with Him. I think it's fantastic that we get to participate in God's kingdom here. And as followers, we make a covenant with God and we get to walk with God. And that is awesome. And I think that we need to be mindful as we minister to disciples, to encourage them, to strengthen their faith, to challenge them, because sometimes we all need a little bit of challenge. Finally, as disciples mature, they understand the importance of spreading the good news, because Jesus says, I want you to go make disciples. And so as a disciple, I get to participate with Jesus in making more disciples. I get to spread the joy of heaven come now in the lives and the restoration of relationships. So as we look at ministry, we need to make sure we have windows of opportunity for leaders to step up and learn how to disciple, how to walk with people in faith, how to be encouraging, how to be challenging, just like Jesus, because he was definitely a challenging individual, yet he was so gentle with the broken, and he wanted people to share in the joy and the passion that he had got from his Father. So I want to thank you for letting me talk to you about ministry, and I hope that maybe this has been a blessing to you, and I pray that the God of all comforts will grant you great joy as we continue the work of the King. Blessings.